What's up, everybody? Welcome back.
Now it's time for our starting lineups presented by Ion Bank. You look at the Cosmos' 11, and it's just three changes.
Just here, just watching some Cosmos.
Wednesday night's brutal defeat against Westchester. The big ones of note on the flanks. Blake Bodley makes his first start in a couple months in place of Dennis Kostishin, who is on the bench. Buck the trend and sprint.
So I just wanted to do this video. I didn't even know the Cosmos were back around, but they are, and they are USL League One. So that would be USL League 2 is formerly known as PDL, which is the college kids basically. League 1 is one step up. Then there is, I have this here, the Pyramid. So we'll get into the history, but let's just watch to see what's the quality level like.
We are underway here from Patterson, and for the first time, Boise and the Cosmos.
All right, so Cosmos in green.
Square off on a football pitch. Marks it in within swing. It's flicked along, just wide. Jonathan Ricketts got his head to it first, and it took a deflection out for another corner. That is a routine that Davide Corsi will be.
So the Cosmos are back, and they're playing out of a stadium that was built in Patterson, New Jersey, which was back 15 years ago one of the most dangerous places you could go.
Ricketts unattended for a free header. Take two from Gasso. This one to the back post. It's headed on and headed well wide. It's a clever touch to Spangler, who slips in Sebastian Guinzotti. The first touches of the night for the 35-year-old. Jauna. Spangler in the pocket, and this is where he does damage. Spangler with space to shoot. Takes an awkward deflection, but Jonathan Cleaver reads it the entire way. It's not a bad chance here. You see Spangler ride the challenge of Moon. It's just an awkward deflection. Could have gone. Here's Mayaka, the engine in midfield. Moshaban. It's still Tumi Moshaban, who clips it towards Moon. Headed across the face. And not enough venom on it. They've been sailing wide anyways.
Stadium looks pretty nice. You can see, like full bleachers. How many rows we got here? This is like 20 rows going down, and then an upper deck up here. Some sort of buildings. I guess it's like downtown Patterson. I don't really know.
The trouble they can pose with the fluidity of this formation, though. Front three moves relatively seamlessly.
I want to see that again. The ball's played. That was a nice play up top there. I guess it up for the 50-50. This guy not prepared.
Relatively seamlessly. Even Thomas Among, the listed number 9. Ricketts. Gasso.
That was a good challenge in from the back there. All right, now we got 3-on-4, right?
Towards Mayaka. Has numbers in support. Moshaban on the turn.
This looks like you should be able to defend this. Like
Ricketts. High arcing cross. Noaka reaches first.
this guy again. Who is this? He's not playing well.
Now Moon. That's well done. Nick Moon. Necessary intervention in the end. For now, the
Again out of position.
remain defensively solid.
Number 19.
Mayaka has his shot taken off
All
his
right.
toes.
I mean, this quality looks pretty good, I would say.
And finally, the whistle sounds. The referee played advantage. Lukovic.
That was a nice little touch to get past that guy. Let's watch that again. He receives it, and then he goes, boop, right past.
Well done to bypass Mayaka, and now progressing it forward. He has a pop as well.
Not a great strike.
But it is some of what Lukovic can provide. The ball progression and the ability to run through traffic. Philip Mayaka is one of the better ball winners in the
I guess this is like a parking garage up here. It looks like a nice stadium. Like I'd like to go here.
league. And that will take us in intermission. So
This game is 2 weeks ago.
nothing to separate these two squads. Boise's been on the front foot but nothing to show for it in the final third. An obdurate Cosmos display that has been accompanied, or will it be the Cosmos springing the ultimate?
Yeah, I really should be watching just a full stream of play to get a better feel for the quality, but we're on highlights, so we'll watch that.
This weekend. We are back underway here from Patterson, New Jersey. Still all to play for between these two entities. Sam Goldfarb taking you the remainder of the night. We thank you for joining us.
I'm not a big fan of that touch right there. Let's see what happens here. Ball gets headed forward. Headed forward. This guy's like pretty much in the clear right here. I don't know why he... I feel like you should just trap that, but instead he like pops it back up. I guess it worked out okay.
And with the introductions of the likes of Siobhan Marsh and Lamine Jana, who are better at running in behind, there's been more emphasis on going direct. And now Boise goes direct.
PK.
Down in the area, the referee has pointed to the spot. And a golden opportunity for Boise to...
Yeah, he pushed him down from the back.
Yellow card as well. Shown to Jordan Chavez. It's a costly... There's still some concern for Thomas Among, who is still prone on the pitch.
I mean, in terms of the quality, everything looks pretty good right now.
As of now, though, it appears Blake Bodley...
Guinzati.
Long run up, and he dispatches. 1-0 to Boise. Bodley making the difference. Oh, it's a clear penalty, and Bodley coolly sends Stefani the wrong way and slots it into the bottom left corner. Just a textbook penalty. Does well to throw off the goal. Ricketts.
Oh my God, we have ads. You can't even skip these ads. Who remembers the days of YouTube where there were no ads? Those were the days.
Moshe Bond was fouled after the fact, to the chagrin of the 18-year-old Massimo Morabito.
Hinchcliffe Stadium. This little scoreboard screen up here. It's pretty nice. Also, I noticed there's a track going around it, so they're multi-purposing the field, but... And this is like a home run. They got everything going on. It's kind of annoying. I touched on this in my book a little bit. It's like playing in the USA, every field's always got to be repurposed, but it's like, can we just build a soccer field just for soccer for once, you know? But you can see these are like the foul ball things up there. At least there's no lines on the field for football.
Now they have to avoid going 2-0 down, or it's all wraps. In swinger from Bodley to the back post. Popped up in the air.
Oh, God.
Jake in the air. Headed on. Swinger from Bodley to the back post. Popped up in the air. Headed on and headed in. Jake Kroll doubling the lead for Boise. And he may have just put it out of reach for the hosts.
I mean, it's only the 60th minute. It's not that bad.
Because no one in green even high points this. Kroll's to it.
All right, let's see.
Ricketts. Kostashin on the turn. Kostashin looks for an angle. Forces a strong save out of Stefani. And a positive involvement from the substitute. Back line. Just rides the challenge of Tino Puentes and then lashes at it. It looks like Puentes. That's a well-weighted ball. And this is Zalonka. Right at Cleaver, though. Marsh. Does well to drag Yarrow out of position. Quinzati. Back for Chicago.
Oh.
Rolls to Cleaver. This likely one of their final forays forward. Spengler charges it inside to Quinzati, who does break the goal drought.
That was pretty nice. There's like no one left in the stands.
Cosmos, their talisman up top, slaps it into the back of the net.
Guinzati.
And now question is there time for one further tally? This is sensational interplay that starts with Frankie Lukovic, and then a 1-2 that slips into the path of Guenzati, and that is a clinical finish from a player with nearly a decade of USL Championship experience. Lukovic, he kick-started the move that led.
So Guenzati was in the
And now the full-time whistle
league
sounds.
above. All right, let's look up some other stuff here. Who was 19? Let's see his background. Forward. 18. This guy. Oh, Lamine Jaunet. No photo. All right, so he was at the top. He was with Texoma. Developed through academy and first team environments. Let's look at Guenzati. Or is he seasoned professional forward who returns, blah, 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 centerpiece from Uruguay, moved to Queens as a child. So he was in NASL from 2013 to 2016. Then he played in the championship, which is the top tier, with Tampa Bay Rowdies. All-time leading scorer for Tampa Bay Rowdies. So he played in NASL and then USL Championship, which is the tier above. So it's he moved down. All right, so we can look at the history. So this was only founded inaugural season was 7 years ago in 2019. Now, prior to that, I was looking up the comparison of, like, when I would have been an age to try and become a pro. It was much more confusing. So that was 2010, and you had this USSF Division II Pro League. So this is like you're at one step above the Pro Development League, the PDL, which is now USL 2. USL, I guess, bought out the rights to it. I like the way that USL is. I like their marketing and their branding and the way that they're trying to create a structure. I prefer it to MLS, actually. I think MLS is like, I don't know. I didn't like the new logo for MLS. Now, the quality level, this pretty much looks like, I guess it's like one step above PDL, almost exactly, where PDL is the best of the college players, all trying to become pros. Maybe like the quality, there's like a little bit of a disconnect at times. We could watch PDL highlights on here. But this looks like the best of PDL, basically. And then from here, you try to go to USL Championship. I guess that would even be a further step up. Basically, if you make it to USL Championship, you're bona fide. You're pretty bona fide, I would think. Now, how hard would it be to make USL League One? See, this is where I become, I don't want to say bitter, but it's like the one thing I'll point out is that there used to be way less transparency and less awareness around the pathways to becoming even a low-level pro because of lack of the internet, lack of information out there, and plus there's the professional leagues in the U.S. have been a disaster since, all the way back to the late 70s, mid 80s. It's always a disaster. I guess the path that I chose was to try and become a professional musician instead, and it's like pretty similar to where I'm out there performing live at random places, bars, clubs, or whatever. And then like 2 years into it, and you're just in the middle of nowhere. It's like a Tuesday night. You've made no money. You're just looking around like, what the hell am I doing? So it's like a similar situation if you're trying to become a professional soccer player, where I'm sure after like 2 or 3 years of just going and going and going, you're not getting anywhere. You're like, what am I doing here? I got to give up on my dreams. But I think now there's more of a pathway that's you can see how you could progress. Plus, there's so much information online about how to train properly that, like, I guess I don't know, it required more effort back then, 2010 and before, to like figure out what to do. Whereas now you could just like boot up the computer, watch a high def video of all the training you need to do, and then like figure out like, all right, I want to play in USL League One. You just look up all the teams and then like see what team is closest to you. Cosmos Pattern. There's a team in Westchester too, at Mount Vernon. Westchester SC. Even this is like Bobby Pierre. Why does that sound familiar? How old is this guy? Yeah, I mean, there's like legitimately national team players that are playing in, I guess you would call this like third tier or second tier. So if you go to USL Championship League, right? How does it work? Let's look at this, right? So Championship, League One, League Two, which is PDL. And then they're creating this Premier, is proposed. That could do well. They should just merge everything together. USL should just buy out MLS and then just merge it into a pyramid and just model it with promotion relegation. I'm in support of that. And the quality, I think the quality is pretty good. Looks like everyone's just like, when you look at, I watch a lot of college, and I also watch EFL, the championship, I guess you could call it. It seems like professional soccer is just like, you know how to play from college, or you know how to play and train yourself from college a little bit, then you just become like a professional bodybuilder, and then just like every single take on the ball is like life or death. You just got to go as hard as possible, become as strong and as built as you can, and just like complete annihilation, cutthroat, like what's that TV show, American Gladiators. That's what you need to do, and then you could pretty much make it, I would think, if you have some sort of skill. Probably different positions are easier to make it in, but I look at this guy a lot, Become Elite, Matt Sheldon, and if you follow his career, he's got incredible speed, so he can run faster than everybody, and he admits in his videos, he goes, yeah, through college, all I just did was just take a touch on the ball, just blow by people because I'm so fast, naturally. So I think if you can have like one skill like that, where you're just better than the field in like one specific area, you just focus on that as like the centerpiece of how you're going to build your game, and then also doing all the fitness, nutrition, all that stuff, and you could probably make it. Like I said before, the pathway, the post-college pathway was way less defined, and also I made the comparison of pursuing becoming a professional musician, where after like 2 years of doing it and pretty much getting nowhere, it's like, what am I doing here? But also it was different back then because it's like focus on your education, then there was a financial collapse. So I think kids today have it worse in some ways, and also they have it better in other ways. They have it worse because it's like the financial collapse was terrible, no jobs, so that was pretty bad. Specifically when you're someone who's my age, where your whole life up until that point it was preached to like go to college, something to fall back on, focus on your education. It's going to give you better job prospects. Then you like get there, huge collapse, no jobs. There's a federal hiring freeze. Can't get hired anywhere. Just in my childhood bedroom, like, oh no, what do I do? Versus, I guess, the kids after me, where it's like you're in the middle of college, the pandemic just blows up everything. So that's worse in a way. But the flip side is better, is like now you have there's more awareness around things, and you can research and become an expert on a variety of topics through YouTube, and like figure out like this is better, it's more structured. If I knew that I could try and make USL League One, like before it was PDL. It's like where you're really gonna go. It's good. You got just like hitting the lottery, but I don't know. I feel like now there's like more motivation because you can actually see where you can eventually end up, and like there's so many resources now. But I think the quality of this is slightly below maybe the championship. Like physically, this is probably about the same, but like the structure of play is totally disorganized. So this is just classic low tier soccer where it's just like brute physicality. It's like sloppy mess playing style. It's like who's gonna muscle their way to the ball and just drill it into the net. Whereas as you go further up, there's more technique involved, which is something that I constantly talk about. But if you enjoyed the live stream, hopefully it went well. I just tried a new setting where I try to get more smooth frame rate on the pickup of the playback. Also working on the mic settings. If you enjoyed this, hit the thumbs up, subscribe. New York Cosmos, worth following for a bit until this league folds, and then we're on to the next thing. Semi-pro soccer leagues just constantly pop up, then fold, but they looks like they invested a good amount of money into this stadium, so should be interesting to see how this progresses. And USL, in my opinion, should just buy out MLS and institute promotion relegation. I don't think that's going to happen because there's so much big money involved, but it would be interesting to see. Or merge, one big merger, and use USL. The MLS, I don't know. Once they change the logo, I've lost interest. It's too bland. It's like that black logo, black and white logo. It's too bland. They had more character before when they used the green and the blue and everything. But I'd rather watch this than an MLS game just because this is like, in some ways, a little bit more relatable. It's also just more interesting to watch, I guess. But I didn't see any huge mistakes on the ball, so obviously the quality's pretty high. Worth watching. And a slight tick below the top of this pyramid, which would be USL Championship. But enjoyed watching it. Hit the subscribe button. More videos coming soon. I'm going to try to end the stream gracefully now.